And when it came to this witness, because he already testified and said he saw these accused. So he opened that door, he dropped that shield for the defense to actually now speak about his choosing and not choosing when to produce evidence. And the judge sort of shut that door for the defense to actually take him on and to say, listen here, but we cannot trust you. And he was supposed to leave that to go so that he can actually see if there is a guy that's willing to go as far as incriminating himself, then it knows, then you can say, this guy wasn't even afraid to incriminate himself to actually make sure the court is placed in the best position with the evidence. The judge showed that, shut that door with section 203 of the, which it gives that a person or a witness that protection. But once you've testified about something, he's supposed to leave the defense, because with cross-examination, the rules is not that tight to allow them to actually cross-examine why he chose to report on the Senzima issues, but not on the nephew's other shooting of Sanaka. And for me, that was worrying what the judge did there. I don't want to speak about the judge manages this case, but also he must manage it both fairly for both parties. And when the state was doing things with these surprise witnesses, and even the second cell phone analyst that is now on the 99th hour called in, witness only given to the defense on Monday, he's not chastising the state for their behavior. But when the defense just sort of steers in the wrong direction, he's quick to say to Mr. Mnisi, Mr. Ramasapili, Mr. Ngumalo, Advocate Mshololo, is quickly to chastise them. Chastising must happen across the board. And that for me was one of the worrying things, sitting as a legal practitioner, watching what is happening, and then you ask yourself, is these 5 accused really going to get justice? And it's said that we'll also now see that this might run down to a situation where people might say, we need to now ask this judge to recuse himself because of entering into the arena when it doesn't suit or need him. And Zungu's evidence, I don't trust that guy. I will not lie. I will not, people can say I'm biased, but I don't trust him. I don't trust his evidence. His evidence to me, even if it's premature, I say it should not have any bearing on this trial.
It was further put it to that this picture on page 47 was taken at a place called Lisedi in Foslores. Which is near a shopping center. Now, on your way to Tops or on the way back, did you stop at any other place?
Endleleni ke eya eTops noma uma nibuya eTops ukhona la enama khona yini?
Objection.
Yeah.
That is going to be new evidence that is now being introduced via the back door.
Yeah, that's new evidence.
Well, we're not going to belabor the point, man, but they did introduce the issue of Lisedi, and we just want to find out as to whether did they stop at any place called Lisedi. But similar, it's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
What we can perhaps do is to rephrase the question. Did you stop anywhere on your way to Tops or on your way back?
If you want to rephrase, you've got to say, did you stop at a place called Lisedi? Because that's pertinently what was put.
As a court places, we're indebted to the court. Did you stop at a place called Lisedi?
Although I don't know the place, but I heard it here in court that it's Lisedi, but as we were driving, we would stop, now and then stop.
Yes.
That is new evidence. That is new evidence because it never emerged under cross-examination whether or not there were instances where they stopped on their way or on their way back from Tops.
Are you saying the new evidence is elicited and it is uttered in response by Mr. Zungu? That's the new evidence. That's the new evidence you're referring to.
Yes.
That Mr. Zungu is proffering new evidence.
My Lord, with the permission of the court, all counsel refers to this identity kit. We just want to show this witness an identity kit just for him to say whether or not that is the identity kit that was shown to him. Just that aspect, my Lord.
Counsels, set up.
My Lord, I'm going to object to that. No picture was referred to in evidence in chief relating to the identity kit. He only gave the description. I only now, in my clarification, only asked whether it was an identity kit or an image. I didn't refer him to any such actual identity kit itself. So I'm going to object to that, Madam.
Mr. Nisi?
I think that is going to be a third-party achievement. Something that was Mr. Ramusipili was not accorded the opportunity to do. Same analytical to the state in respect of this aspect.
Ms. Ngumalo?
My Lord, I also asked him about the identity kit which appeared. I also asked him about the identity kit which appeared on the newspaper. There was no picture of the identity kit which was shown to the witness under
So Mr.
cross-examination.
Louis wants to show you. You want to show them the witness what?
Just an identity kit.
Where does it originate from? The newspaper or where?
The witness can. Well, Mr. Counsel for accused number 4 mentioned that
No.
Warren of Seneca. Yes.
That identity kit, from where does it originate?
Yes. Is from Warren of Seneca, and if she comes to testify, she'll testify about that.
So you're saying you did ask about the identity kit, Mr. Ngumalo, and what happened?
I did ask him about the identity kit which was shown on the newspaper. I did not show him any identity kit under cross-examination.
Or you asked him about what he was not seeing?
I asked him about what he saw on the newspaper, the identity kit which was shown on the newspaper.
I see. Yes, ma'am.
Also, my Lord, I've never made any reference, as the state suggests, my Lord. It's a wrong referral on my side. I've never referred the witness to that identity kit in my cross-examination. I only referred, my Lord, to the newspaper.
Well, my lord,
You also, you say you only referred to the newspaper. What were you referring to the newspaper? Because I recall this witness said there were actually two, he calls it pictures, images, which were counterbalanced on the newspaper, which he says he can't recall, but he thinks it was the Citizen. You recall that evidence? Yes.
Yes, my Lord. I remember making reference to the newspaper, but not to the exhibit that is suggested by my learned friend now.
So that doesn't originate from the newspaper cutting?
Yes.
Mr.
well,
Baloyi.
the cross-examination was, what description of accused 2 did you see in the sketch plan? That is what Counsel for accused number 5 asked.
What was the answer?
And the answer was, when I look at the suspect that is now on that sketch plan, I saw accused number 2.
Right. But this witness pertinently mentioned that he actually saw either a picture or an image in one of the newspapers.
Yes.
Or pertinently says it could have been the Citizen.
Yes.
Do you recall that evidence, Mr. Ramsey?
Yes.
I do, my Lord.
Yes.
So he was referring to an identity kit.
My Lord, let's put it contextually. Witnesses before that were in the house have testified, and this identity kit was never shown to them to comment thereon. Specifically regarding what Advocate Ngumalo referred to, it was for the identity kit of the person with dreadlocks.
No, that's not the question I'm asking.
Yes.
This question is limited to this witness.
Yes.
According to Mr. Baloyi, he wants to show this witness to identify whether the image which he's going to show him, which he refers to as an identity kit, is the one which he perused in one of the newspapers. Is that not what you're trying to suggest?
Indeed, my lord.
And I'm saying to you, did this witness ever refer to an identity image or kit or picture in a newspaper? That's all.
He did, my Lord.
Right. So what's the problem with him being shown that? If he did refer to it, Mr. Mnisi argued that is new evidence. Is this new evidence?
My Lord, it's totally different. If Mr. Baloyi says, we are going to present you what is a clip or an extract from the newspaper, I think he says it was a Citizen or whatever. Is this what you were referring to in your evidence in chief? then that or in your cross-examination, that's going to be something different. But now to come and introduce a paper that we do not know, actually a paper that comes from steering account, is something totally different. Because this information, this is not getting from steering account. He was only told that these are images that were drawn by steering account, but it was them from the newspaper. Let the state introduce that newspaper, and we will be very glad as well to have a copy of such a newspaper.
Yes, ma'am. Mr. Munali.
My lord, if it is an article from the newspaper, we have no problem. If it is an extract from the newspaper, we have no problem.
If it's an extract from a paper,
Yes.
you have a problem.
Of the newspaper.
Listen to me.
The newspaper.
If it's an article from a paper, not a newspaper, a paper, you have a problem. If it's an article from a newspaper, you don't have a problem.
I don't have a problem.
But both these are contained in a paper or a document.
A newspaper which he read.
Right, ma'am? Solo.
My lord, I object. Even if it's an evidence from the paper or from the newspaper, it cannot be introduced during re-examination because it was never introduced during examination in chief.
The last wait for you, Mr.
As a colleague, my lord, I've indicated to my learned friends why we didn't want to introduce the evidence, but they themselves, out of their own accord, introduced that evidence. Now, we hear about this identity kit that was shown to the witness, but the court is absolutely in the dark as to what was shown to this witness. We submit that it is important that the witness be afforded the opportunity to say, this is the identity kit that was shown to me, or he can say it's not.
Yeah, thanks. My ruling is that it can be shown. The reasoning will be supplied later.
That's a good business.
Okay.
Now, just a clarification. I'm just saying, is this now the images that are from the newspaper?
Ask your learned colleague.
Yes, that's
Yes, I can't do it in a direct way.
No, ask him, because he's introducing the evidence.
yes, that's what we've just asked the witness.
Is that from the newspaper?
Yes.
It's a newspaper thing.
Yes, the image that you saw.
We have just said, we are going to request that we also furnish with the clip of that newspaper or the cutting of that newspaper.
I also object, my lord, you are not in possession of what is being referred to the witness now. It's new evidence which has not been disclosed to us. I therefore object, my lord, to the referral of that kit.
You have given a ruling. And you know what? This ruling is made in terms of R versus Epworth, 1928. We all read it. We can read it again if you want us to read it. It's based on that reasoning. That this court is an administrator of justice, and it must see to it that justice is seen to be done, and it is indeed done. And that no person in this court is going to be credited with taking a point, like the defense is taking the points.
And my lord, without casting aspersions on anyone, we did provide exactly, this document
On the list of the new exhibits.
to all counsel. Yes, we did provide.
I've got it. I saw this. It's not the first time I see it. Is it the first time you see this document, Mr. Ramsipi?
It may have been finished.
Hello?
I don't know.
Was it?
It may have been finished as part of disclosure.
I saw this. It's in my list of exhibits. Can you tell us what's...
My lord, we did finish it to the defense, but we told them as to why we're not leading evidence on that. But they chose to introduce the topic. Hence, we just asking the witness just to identify.
Let's take it through. Mr. Baloy, you say you did finish that document to all the counsels?
Yes.
All of them?
Yes, all of them.
I specifically don't have it, madam, because if I had it, it would have been very simple for me when Zandi was testifying and introduced this image.
Okay, so Mr. Mnisi, you say Mr. Baloy never gave you that?
I say I don't have it.
No, that's not my question.
Yes.
He never gave you, not that you have it or you don't have it. He says he finished it to you,
Yes.
to Mr. Ramosepili,
Yes.
Ms. Ngumalo, and Ms. Mshololo. That's what he says. I gave it. I finished it.
Yes.
Is that not what you're saying, sir?
Yes, my lord, we
I don't have.
Yeah, that's another story.
Yes. He could have.
I've played the lotto, but I've never won it.
Excuse me.
I've played the lotto, but I've never won it.
The court said you played football, but you never scored.
Yes, something like similar to that. Okay, Mr. Mshololo. The gentleman, Baloyi says he finished that document to all of you.
My lord, this document was never disclosed to me by the state.
Mr. Ngumalo,
The only document that I have is one reflecting the person with red gloves. I did not.
what document is it?
Is this one?
Show it to your colleagues. Where do you get that document from?
It formed part of further particulars.
It's obvious the gentleman on that document is the one who's not having a hoodie. Is that not so, Mr. Ramosepili?
No, where they are together. I don't
I
have.
say that one. It's the same person who is on the right-hand side, who is not wearing a hoodie. Is that not so?
Yes.
Where did you get that document?
It was furnished to us by the state.
Mr. Mshololo, is the first time you see that document?
My lord, it looks as if there is a confusion. My
No,
lord.
there's no confusion. Have you been furnished with that document?
This document does not depict, my lord, what
Have
is
you
in fact.
been furnished with that document? What's the difficulty here?
Yes, my lord, the evidence of a facial image analyst report, we have been furnished with that. But this does not contain what is depicted by the state there, my lord.
Okay, continue, Mr. Baloyi.
as a court, please, my lord, without I can confirm we separately here in court. Each counsel gave them a copy of this, my lord.
You know, a court must rely on the integrity, honesty of counsels.